Stop buying snacks labeled healthy. Most of them are engineered junk in clean packaging. And the 5 brands we're exposing today are sitting in health food stores, wellness aisles, and gym bags across America right now. Here's the short version. Avoid Kind bars, Clif bars, Quaker rice cakes, Skinny Pop, and Snapple juice drinks. The 3 worth buying are RX bars, Chomps meat sticks, and raw nuts with nothing added. That's the answer. Stay for the proof. Because once you see how each one of these products is built to trick you, you'll understand why the label is the last place to look for the truth. Let's make this immediate. You are spending more money on snacks than ever before. The global health snack market crossed $100 billion in 2023. And the reason it's that large is not because America got healthier. It's because the food industry discovered that slapping the word healthy on a product allows them to charge 2 to 3 times the price of a regular snack for a product that is, in most cases, biochemically doing the same damage. The word healthy on a snack label is not a regulated claim in the United States. The FDA has guidelines. Manufacturers interpret those guidelines loosely. Nobody is enforcing the gap between what healthy implies and what the ingredient list actually contains. So here's your decision framework before we go any further. If a snack has more than 6 ingredients, something is being hidden in the complexity. If it leads with a whole food on the ingredient list, but contains added oils, sweeteners, or flavor compounds before the 3rd ingredient, the whole food is a marketing ingredient. It's on the front of the package, not doing the nutritional work. If it makes a specific health claim, supports heart health, good source of fiber, low glycemic, that claim exists specifically to intercept the part of your brain that is trying to make a good decision and short-circuit it before you read the actual label. Those 3 rules alone would eliminate roughly 80% of what the health snack aisle is selling. Never buy number 1. Kind bars. Kind bars are the gold standard of health snack marketing. The name itself is doing psychological work. Kind implies gentle, wholesome, honest. The see-through packaging lets you see actual whole nuts and seeds, creating an impression of ingredient transparency. The non-GMO certification, the gluten-free badge, the ingredient list that leads with almonds. Here's what the ingredient list contains after the almonds. Glucose syrup, honey, sugar. That is 3 separate sweeteners in the first 5 ingredients of the standard Kind bar. The total sugar content of a standard Kind dark chocolate nuts and sea salt bar. One of their flagship products is 5 grams. That sounds modest, but combine it with the rapidly digesting tapioca starch also present in the formula, and the blood glucose response is meaningfully higher than the 5-gram sugar number alone implies. But here's the specific problem with Kind that goes beyond sugar. Kind bars use palm kernel oil and soy lecithin as binding and texture agents. Palm kernel oil is a highly saturated tropical fat, not inherently dangerous, but not the health-forward fat that the overall brand positioning implies. And palm kernel oil production is one of the most environmentally destructive agricultural practices on the planet, associated with large-scale deforestation. The company that markets itself as kind to your body sources, one of its key ingredients from one of the most ecologically damaging supply chains in global food production. The see-through packaging shows you the almonds. It doesn't show you the glucose syrup binding them. Kind bars are not a terrible snack in isolation, but they are a brilliant marketing product sold as a health product. And those are different things. Never buy. Number 2. Clif bars. Clif bars are the endurance athlete's snack. The brand story involves a cross-country cycling trip, a moment of inspiration, a mother's recipe. It is one of the most effective origin stories in the food industry, and it has successfully attached athletic authenticity to a product that is, nutritionally, extremely close to a candy bar. A standard Clif bar contains 44 grams of carbohydrates. Of those, 21 grams are sugar. The protein content, the number that health-conscious consumers look at first, is 9 to 10 grams, which sounds meaningful until you examine the source. The primary protein in Clif bars is soy protein isolate. Soy protein isolate is an industrially processed protein extract produced by treating defatted soy flakes with an alkaline solution, precipitating the protein with acid, and then neutralizing the result. It is a highly refined industrial ingredient that bears almost no resemblance nutritionally to whole soy. It is cheaper than whole food protein sources. It has a protein content that photographs well on a nutrition label, and it delivers protein in a form that the body absorbs and utilizes differently than whole food protein. Clif bars also contain organic brown rice syrup as the first ingredient. Before the oats, before the protein, before anything else. Organic brown rice syrup has a glycemic index of approximately 98. White table sugar has a glycemic index of 65. The first ingredient in a Clif bar has a higher glycemic index than sugar, wrapped in an organic certification that makes it sound like a healthy choice. This product is designed for athletes burning 600 calories an hour on a bicycle. If you are eating it as an office snack or a between-meal energy boost, you are consuming a high-glycemic soy protein isolate-based processed food with the branding of a mountain adventure. Never buy number 3, Quaker rice cakes. Rice cakes occupy a specific psychological space in the health snack category. They are the diet food, the low-calorie choice, the thing you eat when you're being disciplined. The very blandness of the original rice cake, plain puffed rice, implied virtue through absence of pleasure. Then Quaker figured out how to make them taste like something, and that is when the rice cake became a problem. The flavored Quaker rice cake line, and this is the category to focus on, because this is what people are actually buying, uses a combination of maltodextrin, sugar, artificial and natural flavors, and in the case of chocolate and caramel varieties, additional sweetening compounds to create flavor profiles that make the product feel like a treat. Maltodextrin deserves specific attention. Maltodextrin is a processed carbohydrate derived from starch, usually corn, that has a glycemic index between 85 and 105, making it one of the most rapidly glucose-spiking food additives in common use. It is used in flavored rice cakes because it provides the slight sweetness and coating texture that carries the flavor compounds effectively. It is listed on the label. It does not sound alarming. Most consumers do not know what it is. A flavored rice cake delivers a blood sugar hit comparable to eating white bread, with fewer calories, less fiber, less protein, and less of anything that makes white bread at least marginally more substantial. You are eating a blood sugar event disguised as a diet food. The plain rice cake, genuinely low in everything, including nutritional value. The flavored rice cake, a glycemic spike in a low-calorie package with virtuous positioning. Never buy number 4, Skinny Pop. The name Skinny Pop is doing more nutritional work than the actual ingredients. Skinny Pop markets itself on absence. No GMOs. No artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no preservatives. The negative claims crowd out the space where positive nutritional claims would be difficult to make, because there are not many to make. The ingredient list of original Skinny Pop is 3 items: popcorn, sunflower oil, salt. 3 ingredients. That sounds about as clean as a snack can get. Sunflower oil is the problem? Sunflower oil is a seed oil with an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of approximately 40:1. For context, nutritional research suggests an optimal dietary ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 between 1:1 and 4:1. Chronic excess omega-6 intake relative to omega-3 drives pro-inflammatory signaling pathways in the body, increasing the production of arachidonic acid and its downstream inflammatory mediators. When you heat sunflower oil to popping temperature, which is between 356 and 410 degrees Fahrenheit, the polyunsaturated fatty acids in the oil undergo oxidation, producing aldehydes and oxidized lipids. A 2015 study published in Acta Scientific Nutritional Health found that vegetable and seed oils heated to frying temperatures produced aldehyde concentrations substantially exceeding safe limits established by the World Health Organization. Skinny Pop is not fried in the conventional sense. It is popped. But the sunflower oil is applied to the kernels during or after the popping process and subjected to significant heat. The result is a snack coated in oxidized seed oil that is being marketed as a clean, minimal ingredient health food. 3 ingredients, clean label, pro-inflammatory fat degraded by heat. The name, Skinny Pop. None of those 4 things are telling the same story. Never buy number 5, Snapple juice drinks. Snapple occupies a specific trap in the health drink category, the better than soda positioning, and relative to a can of Coke, Snapple does look better on certain metrics. Made from the best stuff on earth, the snapback lid, the little fact under the cap. It has brand personality that feels like it was created by someone who actually cared. A Snapple peach tea contains 120 calories and 30 grams of sugar per 16-ounce bottle. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 25 grams of added sugar per day for women and 36 grams for men. One Snapple puts a woman at 120% of her daily recommended sugar intake in a single drink. The sugar source is high fructose corn syrup or sugar depending on the variety. The tea content is real. Tea is in there. But the tea is a flavoring backdrop for what is functionally a sugar delivery system with better marketing than Mountain Dew. The specific trap here is the implicit health comparison. Snapple's entire brand positioning is built on the contrast with soda. Next to a Coke, 30 grams of sugar sounds like moderation. Evaluated independently, it is a very high sugar beverage with a wellness aesthetic. The comparison made the Coke the reference point. The reference point is the trap. 3 snacks, specific, confident, and based on everything you now understand. RX bars. The ingredient list is on the front of the package, not as a marketing gimmick, but as a genuine transparency commitment. Egg whites, dates, cashews, almonds, natural flavor. The protein source is whole egg whites, not isolate. The sweetener is whole dates, not syrup or concentrate. The carbohydrate is coming from a whole food with fiber intact. At 12 grams of protein per bar, the source and the bioavailability are both meaningful. This is what a bar looks like when the formulation is built around the ingredient list, rather than the marketing claim. Chomp's meat sticks, grass-fed beef or venison, sea salt, spices, and encapsulated lactic acid as a preservative. That is the entire ingredient list. The protein is whole food animal protein with a complete amino acid profile. The fat is from grass-fed beef, higher in conjugated linoleic acid and omega-3 than conventionally raised beef. No seed oils, no sweeteners, no flavor compounds, nothing processed. This is the snack that does exactly what it says and nothing else. Raw nuts. Any single source, nothing added. Almonds, cashews, walnuts, macadamia nuts, pecans. Bought raw, unsalted, unflavored, with one ingredient. Nuts in their whole form provide fat, protein, and fiber in a matrix that creates genuine satiety. The magnesium, vitamin E, and polyphenol content in raw nuts is substantially higher than in roasted, salted, or flavored versions, because high-heat roasting and coating processes degrade heat-sensitive micronutrients. One ingredient, no processing. The original health snack that predates the health snack industry. The buying framework in 3 rules. Rule 1, the ingredient list is the product, not the front of the package. Read from the back. Rule 2, if a sweetener appears in any form, syrup, sugar, honey, concentrate, nectar, rice syrup, coconut sugar, before the 3rd ingredient, the product is sweetener forward, regardless of how it is marketed. Rule 3, if a seed oil is present, sunflower, canola, soybean, corn, safflower, cottonseed, understand that the oil coating your snack was subjected to industrial heat and is delivering oxidized fat into your body. That applies whether the label says healthy, natural, clean, or non-GMO. The health snack aisle was not built for your health. It was built for your trust, and now you know the difference.